Power 102 Jams.
Well, this is Power 102 Jams, your choice for hip hop and R&B. It's the Art and Aaron show. Again, we urge everybody, please download that Power 102 Jams app, Power 102 Jams with a Z, all one word. Make sure that you guys download that app. Coming up next, actually, Art, if you want to, let me see what's going on. If you want to turn that up, let's see. If you want to turn that up right now, I think on line one, Miss Dionne Clifton, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, all right. She's on the line. Dionne Clifton is on the line. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just enjoying listening to you and Arthur. You know, I call Art Arthur.
She's the only person that uses my real name.
It's very entertaining. I mean, I just love you guys so much. It's so funny, and, you know, I love the political commentary. It's exactly what I wanted to listen to. You know, I heard a little conspiracy theories coming from Art, and
it's not a conspiracy.
Dokey dokes, all that I expected and needed for this foggy Wednesday afternoon.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, Dionne, I just want you to let the people know exactly what you do out here in Central Illinois.
The most. No, really. Okay, so I am a realtor. I sell real estate here in Champaign-Urbana. So basically what I do is I help you find your dream home or help you sell another house so that you can find your dream home. And I really just manage that whole transaction for you from beginning to end. A lot of people think that they can do it on their own, and, you know, you may be capable of doing that, but it's kind of like doing your own hair, you know, so that's kind of what I like to explain to people. You can definitely do your own hair, but it's more than likely it's going to look better if you let somebody else do it. And you're not going to be stressed out, and people aren't going to talk about you behind your back.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to dig a little deep, and I just want to ask, you know, what really got you into doing this? Because I hear a lot of people, they talk about, you know, how they want to get into real estate, and they talk about taking the classes, you know, doing all this stuff. And then I see a lot of people either, you know, fall flat on their faces because it's not an easy job. Like how people, you know, kind of make it to be, or they try to, you know, say like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this. And, you know, then you kind of don't hear from them again. But you've been doing it for a while. But what really motivated you to get into this?
Actually, one of my really close friends, PJ Troutman, working with him for a long time, he, knowing my personality and my background in sales and, you know, just the way I approach things in general, he recommended and kind of recruited me into the business, and thought I would be good at it, and really helped me a lot along the early in the early steps of really trying to understand if it was something that was for me. And then once I did it, I really do love my job. Like, that's one thing I tell people all the time is I've had a lot of different kinds of jobs. This is the first job I've ever really loved and had a really emotional connection to. I do want to encourage people, if you're interested in doing this, selling real estate, being a realtor, or just having any sort of real estate related career, is definitely very rewarding. I do encourage people to look into it and think about it, and I would love to be a resource to you if you have questions, if you know, have just been thinking about it for years, or you just started thinking about it yesterday. I would love to encourage people to get into it because it's a really rewarding career, and I do think that the more our community can, the more the real estate sales professionals community can mirror the actual community that they serve, the better off we're going to be in general. So I do encourage all sorts of different kinds of people from all sorts of different kinds of backgrounds to really try and get into this business.
I appreciate that. We'll definitely get that on the website too, so they can, you know, reach out to you via email or whatnot. I'm sure you love to, like you said, love to answer questions.
Yeah, I definitely do.
What I wanted to also ask you is, you mentioned, you know, finding a dream home, right? How difficult is it to you got a family and they're looking for a home? How difficult is it for you to understand exactly what they want and then take their picture and put it into real life? How difficult is that? Because that seems like a really tough situation.
I say it's a challenge. I don't like to necessarily call it difficult. So it's, it's part of what I love about my job. The way I approach my clients is really trying to get to know who they are, as people, becoming friends with them. I have long-lasting relationships with most of my clients just because of the simple fact that I had to get to know you on a personal level to help you find a home, and to understand your circumstances, know how many kids you have, what your plans are in the next 5 to 10 years, why certain things are important to you. So really just trying to get to know these people and having a real personal connection with them really helps me find them exactly what it is that they're looking for and what's going to be a good fit for them in their life. Ironically enough, a lot of times, not to toot my own horn at all, but a lot of times I am able to find a tangible representation or just find a house that really is what they want better than what they can, because I'm out here, I look at houses all the time, and a lot of times when you're just getting into this and you're trying to find a house, you don't really know all of the things that you should be looking for. So I have clients who will call me a year later and they'll say, when we started looking for our house, we really didn't know what we were looking for, and you really helped us find exactly what we need. And that's part of the reason why I really love my job. It makes me feel like I am making a difference to people, not just on the day that we close, but, years down the line as well.
What about the and I hate to always bring this stuff up, but, I got to. What about, like, the competition out there? There's a lot of people who feel, that they... there's a lot of companies out here and whatnot, but like, what makes it personable for you when you connect with people versus them going to someone else?
Well, this is the way I like to look at things. Is it's like, I definitely want to compete for your business. If you're thinking about hiring a realtor, I really ask people, just give me a call, let me interview for the job. If at the interview I'm not a good fit for you, then I absolutely support you choosing whoever you want. There is enough pie out here for everybody to eat well. That's how I see it. So I'm not trying to focus on, what someone else is doing. I just want to do what I do the best that I can do it. And I'm really confident in my skills and my abilities. And I think that if we do have an opportunity to sit down and talk a little bit, we'll connect and it'll be a good match. I think that's kind of the thing, is it's like, who are you going to match well with? One of the things that I feel like I do that other people do not do, though, is a lot of technology. I try and base by doing technology, lots of texting, lots of videos, stuff that, how we communicate anyway outside of business and real estate and buying houses. That's, I really have incorporated that into the way that I do business. So I think that works well for a lot of people. It might not work well for everyone, and I can cater my services for people who aren't necessarily technologically savvy, but I just think it's kind of one of those things where you just have to connect with the person that you're going to work with.
Absolutely. Now, what also I was thinking about is, you do this for a living. This is what you do. And how do you, when you're looking for your dream home, who sells you, who helps you get your dream home? I'm just saying, like, because I know the ins and outs. Do you do it yourself because you know what you want, or do you have someone help you? I do. I did it myself. So me and Jesus, seriously. So, so it was, for me, being a professional in the business and having the experience as a professional, logically I found in my own home, but I still, experience some stresses, and I understand what it is that people are going through when they're purchasing a house. So it's not always easy. I tell people from the beginning, when you're going to buy a house, it's not going to be the easiest thing that you've ever done, but it is going to be one of the most meaningful things that you ever do. Awesome.
Yeah. And just to kind of segue, Aaron, I want to let people know you can buy a house. A lot of people feel like I can't do that. That's something that my parents did, or never even, my parents haven't even ever bought a house. You can buy a house. If you have a job, you can buy a house. Your credit does not have to be perfect. You can buy a house if you have a job. Maybe not right now, but we can figure out a way to put you on a plan where I guarantee you, if you work the plan within a year, maybe a year and a half, you will be able to be a homeowner. And that is something that we have to instill in our community, if we're going to improve. People have to stop paying rent and throwing all of that equity out the window every month. And we have to start putting that equity back into our families, back into our community, give our children something that when we move on that they can use, to continue to build wealth. So I really want to impress upon anyone listening right now, if you have any interest in becoming a homeowner and you're afraid because you think your credit's not good enough or because you've made some mistakes in the past or you don't make enough money, you can text me, call me, email me, Facebook message me, send me a pigeon. I will go above and beyond to help you figure out, if it's not now, if now's not the time, we'll figure out a way to make sure that eventually that you can attain that goal, because it is really attainable. And I think a lot of people in certain communities feel disenfranchised by the process or scared because they do have to go to a bank, or they might be first-generation home buyers, and I don't want people to feel overwhelmed by the process because it really is a lot easier than you think.
I feel like I've talked to a lot of people, and I'm glad that you brought that up. We'll touch on that just real quick. Just the facts that, people always think, well, my credit is terrible, I won't be able to buy a house. It's something that, you should reach out to somebody. So that is another thing that you do. You'll actually help somebody understand credit and help them understand how to get a house, because a lot of people just scared. They're embarrassed.
Right.
They might be embarrassed of their credit. And it is fixable, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I can tell you from a personal story is when I was on my 25th birthday, I think I was in Vegas. It was the next morning. I was kind of sobering up.
So this
and I was
last
at PF
year,
Chang's,
right?
and I was like,
This was last year, right?
This was not last year. All right, this was a long time ago. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It might not have been. It might have been closer to my 29th birthday, maybe 28 or 29. But I remember still being in my 20s and being like, checking my credit score the day after my birthday, and it was in the 500s, which the average credit score should be above 600. And feeling like, as a personal goal of mine, in a year from now, I need my credit score to be good enough that I could buy a house, buy a car, have, do all of these things and be able to, live the life that I felt like I wanted and I deserved. And within a year, my credit score was in the 700s. I just took certain steps and made certain sacrifices to make sure that I could raise my credit score so that I can meet those goals. But I think the biggest problem is a lot of people feel so intimidated by the process that they keep those credit scores low, when all you really have to do is make some sacrifices and, make some decisions and monitor it, and you'll see your credit score go up. It's not impossible to change it. I am not a credit repair service at all. All I can do is give you my personal opinion and tell you about my personal experiences and maybe refer you to some other people who can help. But I really do want to impress upon people, it's not the end of the world if your credit score is poor. A poor credit score doesn't necessarily reflect upon you as a person. It just means that a lot of times maybe nobody ever taught you how to manage money or how to improve your credit score, but that is something that you can work on and improve. And if you're grown, you should really be thinking about doing that anyway.
Absolutely.
True.
Now, before we let you get up out of here, Art and I, we were talking earlier about this crew of superheroes that you have. I don't know if you was listening, but you have a crew of superheroes that we call you the Justice League. Now,
Lord Jesus.
There is a plethora of beautiful women in this group that Art brings up all the time.
Oh, my God. oh, my Jesus.
Now, listen.
I am not about to play with you.
It is the Justice League. Now, we want to know, how do you go about recruiting for this Justice League? Because we noticed that each individual person has something special that they bring to the table. And not everybody is the same. Not everybody is the same color. And not everybody is the same height, Nash. And not everybody...
It's like y'all just find... Do y'all search the state for some of the finest women in the state and just be like, we all need to hang out together?
Is there an email or something on some type of website that people just go to and
apply to the Justice League?
Apply justiceleague.com.
Okay, so no. But I will say this. I thank God every day for my girlfriends because they are so supportive and they are so positive. And when I said I bought my house with me and Jesus, that was true. But it was also the support I have from everybody in my life. Those women, they do the most in their own lives. You know, they are taking care of business. They are mothers, they are wives, they are girlfriends, they're sisters, they're aunties, and they are doing the most in their own lives, but that has never stopped them from extending their hand and being there to help me and each other. So really, it's just about positive women coming together, doing positive things to help each other and help each other grow and be better and be the women that we know that we can be. So, I mean, it's not an official organization. It's really just an organic group of people who love each other.
Oh, it's an official organization.
We've already put that in motion. Like, we've already dubbed y'all the Justice League. It is an organization. You can say that it's not all you want to.
It's like even if the Justice League is so fine. It's just like, if you end up with the quote unquote ugly one, she is still badder than most women in your city. It's like, and there's no ugly women.
Don't do that.
But it's no ugly women in the Justice League.
Not at all.
That is accurate.
It's actually unfair. I just want to say it's unfair to those
even the new girls. They brought in like some 6-footers. They done brought in some 6'4"s, and
they got a whole basketball team over there.
They are the UConn women's basketball team of fineness.
Wow.
It's just like,
you guys are so crazy.
It's just like one would move on, and then you just go and get the next 4-5-star recruit and just be like, yep, we still bad. We ain't stopped winning yet.
Well, listen, we ain't gonna keep you long. Give us your information so people can contact you.
Yeah. You can text me my direct cell phone number. I give it to people. It's the same number my mama has. So, like, don't abuse that. Don't text me at 2 in the morning and be like, "What's up? I saw your picture on Facebook." Because
yeah,
people
what's
have
going
done
on,
that
girl? I see you.
Right, please do not.
I seen your face on the bus seat. I seen your face in the bus seat.
It's legit. Please text me at any time, but do not text me on that okie doke.
Because that block button, that block button heavy, ain't it?
you the leader of the Justice League. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to get your number for a long time, girl. Look here, I seen your face on the bus, and I was like, look here, maybe she can help a player like me out.
Listen, you know, this is what we do. We let art be art on here, so you gotta just run with it. None of this is scripted.
I love it. But he's right, though.
I'm just staring out the studio window.
It's funny because it's true. But my number is 217-607-6565. You can also go to my website, DionneClifton.com. I'm offering a promotion right now. If you buy or sell a home in 2017, I will give you $500 at closing. That is cash money to do whatever you want to do with it. And yeah, so you can text me, email me. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Dionne Clifton. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, all of the social medias. I don't really do like Tumblr, the not popular ones, but
sure.
The big ones I do. So feel free to inbox me, call me, text me. Like I said, I'm really responsive, and I really, do want to be a resource to you. Even if you're not trying to buy a house, if you just have a question about being a real estate agent, I would love to talk to you about that too.
Awesome. And we will also get you on the Power 102 website so people can reach out to you there as well. Again, through the months of January, February, and we're really focusing on our local businesses. But beyond that, it's important for us to, help out with local community businesses. So we'll definitely get you on the website there. We appreciate you for joining us today.
I appreciate you guys for everything, just being positive men in the community and doing so much positive stuff, and also being fun and funny and having this show. It's amazing, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dionne Clifton, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dionne Clifton. She is amazing. And on that note, listen, man, I'm so happy that we had her on first, just because I feel like it is extremely important for people to understand that, you might look at your credit and be like, man, you might feel down about it, but if you don't do something about it, if you don't come to somebody, and you never know what you can accomplish, So I appreciate her and what she's done in this community. for more than just regular people, for me too. So, shout out to her, and we'll get all that information up on power102jams.com.
I feel like people don't understand that if you pay rent, like I pay rent, my rent is outrageous. I should be paying a mortgage.
Right.
Because it would be probably maybe
half.
No, I wouldn't say half.
Well,
it'd probably be like
the thing is that you're
$300 or $400 cheaper.
Let's say the thing is that you're paying for something that's yours.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what's most important is ownership, man. So I think it's important. I think we really need to focus on that, and we will focus on that. So again, power102jams.com. We were happy to have her on air with us today, the Art and Aaron show right here on Power 102 Jams.
And next week we already have our guest slated for next week.
Let's talk about that. Who's coming on next week?
Mike from Wooden Hog.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that restaurant.
I still have not been.
If you live in the area of Champaign-Urbana and not been to,
and if I wasn't on this budget, I'd go today.
Who you telling?
Because you paying.
No.
Power 102 Jams.